You are a yummy strawberry. There's two of you on a plate, ready for me in the fridge, baby dolls. Have a look at Richard Hart's risk curve. So we're going to go through some altcoins and stuff today, but I want you to really grasp what actually you're doing here. So remember, friends, the stock market is pretty much the spear of everything, okay? It's all with the stock market, the S&P 500. When the stock market goes up, there's strong Bitcoin correlation, which we've shown you in many charts, okay? So Bitcoin follows stocks. Do you understand that? When Bitcoin goes up, that's the spear of something else. Then something else follows Bitcoin. What is that? Well, it's usually Ethereum now. Ethereum is like, okay, Bitcoin is number one decentralization. It runs it by itself. Then you have the next level of risk tier added. You have Ethereum. Ethereum, though, when Ethereum recovers, we also have things that follow Ethereum, and then they can go up even more. They leverage on Ethereum. You have alternative layer ones, memes, pretty much everything else in crypto. Okay, a lot of things are tied to Ethereum. Not all of them, but many of them are. So one of the things tied to Ethereum is another alternative layer one chain, PulseChain. You've all heard of that, PulseChain, right? Now, PulseChain is the leader of its own ecosystem, but it still follows Ethereum. Okay, so if you're betting on all the same thing, friends, we're all betting on risk on. That's what we call risk on. So what I'm going to do now is just show you the risk curve. Okay, and what you can do is, right, you can connect it yourself here. You go, okay, it starts at the bottom left and it goes up like this. You can see it, right? You see this line here. So as you travel along the risk curve, you get more volatility and you get more risk. You see this volatility goes up and then the risk goes up. So remember, I wrote volatility also, it's another word is reward, but it is volatility. It's leverage. It goes, as the speed goes up, you go up more. As the speed gets crushed, you can crush down more if you're right with your bets. Okay, so pretty much the safest asset is PulseChain, PLS. Now, it's just interesting. You go, wait a minute. You clearly remember with me showing that in a risk-on environment, PulseChain went up. How is it safe? Well, it could just mean there are natural organic ratios between HEX and Pulse that were not sorted itself out yet. It needed to get to a new fair value valuation. Pretty much what it had to do is HEX had to drop much lower. So how I thought was going to happen was Pulse was going to do 10x and then HEX would do like 5. That's how I thought it was going to happen. Unfortunately, what happens is we got the same ratio, except we did it by collapsing, sadly enough. So Pulse drops a bit and then HEX gets crushed beyond imagination as well. That's how we get to where we are today. And if you want to have a look at that, you can look at the pHEX to Pulse ratio. So this is, look at that pHEX chart, friends, and you can look at the Pulse ratio here. That's exactly what I'm talking about right now. So as you can see, right, this is risk off, this is risk on. So you can actually invert it, which is what I do to show you pretty much what I'm talking about here, and it will make all the sense to you. There you go. Now, see, this is going down. This is HEX rallying. You see that, friends? So, however, there's a new equilibrium fair value. And guess what, man? Like, obviously, Richard could do whatever he wants, but left up to normal, organic market forces, the market chooses this, okay? The market chooses pretty much this. It chooses, okay, we want to settle out here. However, HEX is thinner liquidity. It's thinner and it's easier to move. So it's really important just to think about this risk curve, friends, because I have here PulseX and HEX. Now, after Pulse, you got PulseX and HEX, really important, because after that, now you're looking at, all right, I have now added risk on top of Pulse, the thinner liquidity, and how much upside or downside can I get? They're pretty much leverage, friends. So you need Pulse to at least be sustained for you to go good, okay? Now, the most interesting thing you can do is, friends, you can actually look at the PulseX versus HEX ratio. Remember, it's pHEX itself. This is an important ratio to look at. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show it to you right now. So, friends, you will type in HEX. You go to the HEX PLSX pair, and you can go to you press up the top, and there you have it right now. So this chart is showing you HEX against PulseX, and then snap, it came back down. So a lot of people, though, friends, I know they don't like looking at it like this. You had HEX that had like this little 40% rally to just try to come up in reverse. But what we can do is, right, we can invert the pair again just to put PulseX on the top. And now you can actually see what's really going on here. You're seeing that in a risk-on environment, okay, PulseX goes up more, which is what you want. So PulseX dies, PulseX goes up more. Now, I don't know if it continues. I don't. I'm just telling you that's what's pretty much been happening. The market is choosing this. It doesn't mean it keeps going up, by the way. It doesn't mean it keeps going up forever. It could be done, friends. It could just do this. It could do this, come back down and go up. So it doesn't have to disconnect huge. Remember, they're spiritually and financially bonded. Let's play some nice pump music. So That's the power of PulseX here, okay? And you're also watching, right? You're also watching. So if this thing goes down, what's happening is HEX is pumped up, all right? Or in a scenario where like if they crash, PulseX crashes more than HEX. That's why if you're looking at these ratios, you watch them play around over and over, you just get to see pretty much the stories of how the market is organizing itself and where everything wants to be. These aren't random, by the way. These are not random whatsoever. This is the wisdom of the masses in real time, all right? Then if you want more risk than those, okay, you go onto INC, incentive token. Makes sense, right? There's a lot of INC fans. They're like, oh man, incentive token is the cake of this pretty much, of this whole cycle. Pancakeswap, right? Pancakeswap did very, very well. You earn the INC from the yield farms. And boy, oh boy, those INC yield farms are juicy, friends. This is the PulseX yield farms itself. Here's the PulseX. This is the pHEX. The Pulse one is 31%, but the INC to Pulse is around 47%. INC to PulseX is around the same. So they are nicey, especially when INC goes up, but they're all derived from the INC price itself. I mean, we did this all in DeFi 1.0 pretty much in 2020. It's another food token, if you will, friends. It's all it is, okay? But people like it. However, they're not new anymore. You see, all of us liking it. We like earning this little yield, but people come in, friends, and the product market fit, they've gone, guess what? We know you don't last forever. We know that you don't really get to make 9,000% APY. So we're just here for a good time, a good season. Let's just see how far these things can run, okay? And what they end up doing is they just buy meme coins and stuff, okay? That's pretty much what they end up doing, and they end up participating in markets, as you get to see in Solana, has 1 million daily active users. Everybody's just swapping between meme coins and narratives and Ansem and political coins and all these dog with hat. That's pretty much what they're doing. They don't care about that yield stuff, friends. They don't give a damn. That was new and exciting back in 2020 and 2021. It's not new and exciting anymore because we have exhausted the people who like big majority of the people who are basically the product market fit for them. It's now aging. You know, I was listening to Poo Zoo and Taiki Maeda's interview, and Poo Zoo basically, friends, this is interesting. Sue basically said, I call him Poo Zoo, right? So shout out to Poo Zoo. So Mr. Poo, he showed that he has friends from 2013, Bitcoin OGs. They pretty much still talk about the same coins and narratives from back then. It basically calcifies in their mind. But, you know, they probably don't need to look for the new stuff because they probably have like 1,000 Bitcoin plus each, right? So they're probably all made like, you know, they're all worth like, you know, at least 50 million. They don't need to look at new stuff all the time. They're like, I don't really care. But he says he's noticed every person from each cycle, they come in for something, they get latched onto it, and that like it really sticks to them and they can never leave. That's why it's really hard, friends, to be in this game long and keep holding on to one thing because you are betting, you hope to be right. So you care more about being right or wrong. So you're hoping that your narrative is the final unicorn narrative where everyone returns back to you. But guess what? There's a whole list of dead bodies in the graveyard pretty much. It's a ghosty, spooky graveyard, friends, out there of just a lot of people who believe this was the one narrative that's going to take over. And guess what? It never was, friends. It's very, very rare you're on a unicorn. There's a 99.9% chance you are not on a unicorn. That's why it's important. When Ethereum is at $7,000, $8,000 and is moving up, yeah, it might go to 18,000, but you got to remember, you're not on a unicorn on average. 99.9% chance you are not on a unicorn, which means you just keep peeling off your portfolio and stuff over time. Okay, this is INC, right? So INC fits into this, and that's when you're looking at, okay, higher reward. As the market wants on more risk, probably INC flies up even more. And the final one you have here is pHEX, okay? This is part of the Richard Hart ticker system. So pHEX is now relegated, okay, to that. Remember, pHEX was overtaken by INC. You can see it. Pretty much Richard said, oh, I'm never going to buy you pHEX. You are no longer my child. That type of stuff, okay? Now, we brought out the banana gun, nah, if you know what I mean, friends. So that's going to be another blowout you in terms of friendship and kindness. That's what we'll give you. Now, pHEX, right? More volatility. Now, a lot of people, volatility just means volatility. It doesn't mean necessarily more reward. He could pump up pHEX if he wants. He could do whatever he wants, okay, when it comes to that. Or maybe market starts to buy up pHEX. We don't know, okay? It's just showing you there's just more volatility along the risk curve. Icosa and Hedron come next. They are the next spiritual successors. Just to let you know, Icosa and Hedron are literally the only coins the origin address has ever talked with on-chain. That's it. Pretty much Icosa and Hedron, it bonded with it at a time. It was pretty much demonstrating to the market, yeah, this is a really cool idea. I like it. And what it lets you do, friends, it enhances the HEX staking features. You can turn a stake into an NFT. And we're waiting for Alex to cook something up, maybe cross-chain staking. Maybe there's more stuff coming for Icosa. It's beautiful. Beautiful that these things, but that's pretty much it. That's a risk curve. Now, After this, friends, see this thing. This all stuff, it's pretty much, it's boring to a lot of people. Why? Because, okay, the Icosa though, Icosa is where it starts to get exciting for you guys and here and here. But you can see everyone's starting to get bored of these. Pretty much PulseChain and HEX, because you're starting to learn liquidity, how thick the liquidity is. Market cap doesn't matter. You know, oh my gosh, there's always this guy with $100 million on top of me or $30 million. Like at any time, they can basically push things down and just erase. Look at Dick Cherry, friends. Dick Cherry just absolute crushing the price. There's no Dick Cherry in, for example, DickWifButt. You understand? Like this is it. There is no Dick Cherry in DickWifButt, friends. This is the DickWifButt pulse ratio. That's why it looks so good. It's swooping up. And this is the market cap of it that you can see. It's beautiful, right? See, you don't have to worry about that. You just got to worry about, okay, if someone owns 1% of DickWifButt, okay, you see that? 4.1 million market cap. They only have that 41K. Isn't that crazy? You're like, oh, wow. So if someone has a $4 million market cap, if they own 1%, yeah, they've only got $41,000. So that's why you might think, oh, well, you know, you don't know, right? You're like, oh, well, they probably want to go and hold it to $1 million. What's $1 million feel like, right? $1 million, see, they don't think about 80 grand or 200 grand or 250 grand. They don't even think about it. They think straight to $1 million, okay? But if you're in a coin where 1% of that, bigger market cap, right? Market cap matters. A coin that's much larger, where let's say one guy has, for example, $41 million, you know, is he gonna hold all of that to $1 billion? He probably wants to, but agreed. Yeah, they do want to, friends. But at the end of the day, they know as well the liquidity and the slippage as things goes on. They can't support everybody's exit. That's why these things are always on a timer. So that's pretty much, you get to see the risk curve is very important. Now, when we're venturing outside of the safety stuff, remember all of this is risky, by the way. If you ask people in Ethereum, friends, Ethereum and Bitcoin land, they are in the safety, and then Pulse is at the extreme part. So we've made Pulse the safe asset, and we've actually gone even more extreme. But I've used the word extreme, but not really, because what you're actually doing is you're just doing more hard work and research. So this is unknown to many people in crypto. It's unknown to them, but for us, it's not. That's why we're here to participate and see, is there big edge in there? Yeah, there is, man. Of course there's big edge, because you've already seen things like PulseChain goes up and these things hyper react, okay? Have a look at this cute video of Vitalik Dancing, friends. This is AI, okay? Now, AI obviously put his head in, but it's just crazy how much AI, see that face movement as well? Like, oh man, they're gonna start doing it to me, friends. I'll guarantee you, they're gonna start just doing AI, but they can already do this. There's some Chinese app that does it. They can replace your mouth and talk using your voice to do that. So it's getting better and better. I mean, like, I remember a year ago, all you had to do was just freaking look at the hands of AI. Now you can't anymore. Also want to show you, friends, so Landwolf, the rebooting is still on. This is the chart right here. So yes, I've been talking about it for quite a bit. That's why, because I like it, man. That's my leverage play. My leverage play on Pepe. Pepe rising up in the future. Yeah, it might take a break here and there, but you know what you're playing for. Now, this is really cool, man. Look at this artwork and stuff they do, friends. I swear, just watching this. Look how cool it is, man. You know what this is, friends? They play it in the Telegram whenever someone buys. It's like really funny. See, this is cool art. I want someone to make something like this for me. Does anyone know where you even get it done? Like, this is crazy. I've always wanted this stuff. It's just, it's so interesting, right? That's how you catch people's attention out there. So I just found it fascinating. You got to remember, by the way, there are heaps of fake Landwolfs. The real one ends in 0615. So also, friends, as you know, a lot of all the other Landwolfs, by the way, they all just steal this Landwolf's material. Remember, this is the Landwolf. They got rugged from a year ago. They got rugged from the original Landwolf, and the community was like, guess what? We want to do it again, but we can't resurrect because the dev won't hand over the keys, and he's just disappeared. He went and launched, wink, wink. They heard he launched Landwolf on another chain, okay, as well, and he rugged that as well. So they're basically like, hey, let's just do a relaunch and set everybody back in. That's pretty much what happened. So these are the types of stories and journeys we see. This is, friends, this is like being in the unknown trenches. This is literally meme coin land. When other people explore, like, you never know, man, maybe Ethereum's $8,000 to $10,000 $1 a day in the future, in a year. People are going to ask you, man, how did you make it? How did you make it? I don't know, man. Just one thing led to another. This is how you filter stuff, because there's so many coins. That's why, friends, I told you, like, back in 2017, it was a true renaissance for altcoins. There were 200 coins, and all 200 went up. I'm not joking. Literally, all 200 went up. 10% were scams. The 180, I'm not kidding. I did all the research. All of them cranked hard. They all went 10, 20, 40, 50. Everything smashed fast. Then now we don't have 200 coins anymore, 300 coins anymore. Now we unfortunately have literally 20 to 30,000 plus. We had 50,000 a few years ago. Friends, they're making like 1,000 every day. That's why it gets really, really hard. That's why if you see art and stuff like this, if you see art, if you see a community, see pretty much all the meme coins communities, that they're raising the bar with what it takes. So now that you've seen something like this, right? The other Landwolves don't have that. Isn't it beautiful to see that these things exist? He's got the crown here just to show you, right? Because of Ethereum. Ethereum is pretty much king. And that's what we're waiting for. Waiting for the Ethereum ETF to play out. By the way, I also found time and sales of the other Landwolves as well. They've been pretty much, friends, unfortunately, there's a lot of people dumping on those other ones. You just check the time and sales. And there's also been like a lot of them will just do fake. They do fake announcements. They steal the material. And also what happens, friends, there's a lot of people opportunistic. So they'll get into the scam knowing it's a scam and they'll just try to bait everybody else out. So it is what it is. You don't get stressed about it. But as you get to see, as time rinses them, the insiders just go out because they don't have us. They don't have the real community out here because they're just there for a quick buck. Okay, they don't have a thesis ribboning, a thesis for the ribboning. They don't have that at all. Now, check this out, man. The HEX price target, friends, for the end of 2024. Look at the poll here. There is a gap for some reason between 10 to 20 cents. Now, here's the thing. It's not that much of a gap, but I just noticed everyone's stacked less than 5 cents, or there's just extreme moon boy. Just think about that philosophy. Okay, so everyone believes HEX below 5 cents, okay? And then the other extreme is like, we're definitely going to succeed again. So these people in the middle, where do we land? It's literally, it's around, it's between 5 and 20 cents. If you just take around the middle, it's like 10 cents. That'll be nice if we can finish 10x by the end of the year. But HEX at 10 cents by the end of the year is, remember this is pHEX, right? Because they're pretending eHEX doesn't exist. It's around 80% from the all-time high. So obviously it's not the best looking chart. However, if HEX is doing that, probably Pulse and PulseChain has done that, which means the leverage on the risk curve of the other stuff is probably shotgunned even harder. Also, I want to remind you of something. Okay, in 2022, it was 90% lower than the crowd expected. So the crowd expected 30 cents in 2022. They got 3. Okay, in 2023, so last year, the crowd expected the year to finish at 25 cents. It finished at 1.5. So it finished more than 90% lower. That's 2 out of 2 times. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, friends, dopamine dealers, they do you nothing. Okay, but I don't really care because like I'm doing this stuff myself. I'm doing all the research and stuff. I'm just here trying to help you. I'm just, hey, look at these things. These things are cheap. These things are really, really cheap. Okay, and you don't have a community. You have the thesis. You have to touch any of them. They're all lottery tickets. You know what I mean? What, you're scared of losing 20 cents? You can even use that much on PulseChain. Okay, now I was hoping to get egg thrown in my face. I was hoping that the core coins, Pulse, PulseX, and HEX would be 50x higher by now. Everyone's like, oh, you see, the world's not going like that. But friends, the world of crypto is going like that. People want more coins. They want more narratives, more stories, new stuff, over and over and over again. You can't compete just being stale. You can't. You can't. You really do have to relaunch stuff over and over and over again. That's why like Tang making lots of coins. That's why Solana to the success, friends. It's pretty much what you see here and there. That's like the market is responding to that. Now, there's been a couple of launches. Like recently, we did Nanana, friends. So it's about 1.3 million market cap. I'm just assuming, this is just hope, assuming, okay, that as Ethereum stretches to $5,000, $7,000, $10,000, and PulseChain itself reprices higher, I'm assuming anything under 20 million market cap will be absolute peanuts and just pretty much impossible to find. However, just remember what I'm saying. The total Richard Heart ecosystem, friends, it's about 2.8 billion right now. 2.8 billion, okay? Let's just round it up to 3. We need it to be 30 billion. Okay, so if you do 10x of everything, HEX is 10 cents, PulseX is 2x above day 1 stack. You even have PulseChain, you do a 10x on that, friends. You end up doing something like 8x above day 1 stack. Yeah, so if you get everything a 10x higher, then remember the whole ecosystem is 30 billion. Yeah, that's right. $20 million. Remember, these are the premier meme coins and altcoins. Tang, the universe. You have Nanana. You have DickWifButt, HOA. All these. You have 9-inch Porp. It'll be Hexibus. They'll be increasing everything. You have a Tropa, pDAI, Teddy Bear. All the ecosystems there. You have the Monat money and all these other little ones moving around stuff here and there. So these things, friends, their valuations keep going up and up and up and up. So that's pretty much it. And like under 20 million. That's what I'm pretty much playing for. You're playing for the risk curve, right? Playing for the risk curve, but you can't just go, oh, let's go to the risky stuff because there's too many to choose from. There's just so many to choose from. That's why you have to put in the work. We are putting in the work. But then it also makes it hard. You can't just go do this on every single chain. You run out of time. You quickly find out you run out of time, friends. And by the time you even believed Solana had a meme season, it's pretty much, it's over already. Everyone comes in for like 2 weeks, it's done. Okay, but no one knows it's done, right? They still believe that the best is yet to come. So I guess we'll see what happens if all those coins they bought up 600x higher. Let's see if they are going to all make them rich in the next few months. I mean, I hope it happens for Solana and Coinbase, but we're waiting. So friends, I never have time to go through all the altcoins because friends, I'm not joking. I'm watching like 100+ stuff now, but that's okay. That's pretty much all. By the end of 2021, I was watching, I'm not joking friends, I was watching about 440 charts. I know, you don't believe it. I know. It's crazy. It was 50 pages of, it was like 53 pages of 8 charts each. I'm not kidding, friends. I developed RSI in this, literally RSI, because to check all these things, I had to go click, 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 just all day. I'm not joking. It would take me, it was a mission just to check through every single chart. And by the way, my computer would keep blowing up. So I'd have to check 10, and then I would have to suspend the tabs to remove memory, to stop the memory from being used on Google Chrome. Then I'd have to go look at the next 10. Like, it was the biggest full-on mission just to check the charts. But that's what you need, and then obviously I realized by the end, I go, wow, there's a lot of coins. And no one tells you this. You don't know, man. You don't know. That's why you start to realize, that's why I'm sharing with you this knowledge that, okay, finding teams and communities. Okay, this is pDAI, for example, and finding these charts. It's not by accident when these things happen like this. Okay? It's not because the communities, it's not just enough for the chart price to go up. You need to have some flair. You got to have a story and a narrative and something to carry it. pDAI. And everyone's always talking about the Atropa dev. And there's like, oh, is Richard Hart? Does he know the guy or doesn't he? That's what you want. And remember, that FUD is always bullish. Okay, it's always bullish. So yeah, even though this thing gets settling down here, and I don't put this stuff in your face because I'm like, hey, what do you do? Like, it's up to you, friends. I know some of you guys like playing this momentum stuff. I don't know what a discount is. Yeah, it's top 30% from the high, man, but we get accumulate here. Okay, so I don't know, man. You never know. Maybe this thing comes back down here and goes sideways, and then you can get back up. I don't know. Or it can just keep going up. We don't know. That's why these things, if you have to watch all of them, pretty much. You can't just go single any of them out, but buy in the depression, friends. If only I had a friend who told me to buy in the depression. Also beautiful to see, right? HOA, friends, doing this swoop up. By the way, see how nice this swoop up? This is as Pulse itself drops. So remember, if you're checking out HOA, look at it. Friends, this is no accident, man. This is, you're breaking the high against your spear. I'm just telling you, man, Tang gang, super strong. By the way, I'm not singling them out. There's heaps. Atropa, pDAI, Teddy Bear. I know it's funny. I'm turning into Ivan on Tech, friends. I see Ivan go through this. Man, Ivan mentions, I'm not joking, Ivan will mention like 7 things. But because he doesn't mention Cardano, he'll have someone in going, Ivan, why are you not telling everybody about Cardano? If they just knew about Cardano. And then Ivan makes a joke about it. And I'm always in the audience watching like, oh my God, there's a Cardano guy again whinging. Like, bro, we talked about you 4 days ago. It's just, if Ivan doesn't mention Cardano, just for like 6 seconds, they're like, you are gatekeeping Cardano. It was so funny to watch it. And like, now I'm copping it, friends. I'm copping it here and there. It's funny. When the prices are cheap, I clearly say, lottery ticket, I like it, this and that. That's it. We do the post, that's it, okay? However, when the prices go up, all the people who are only green candle cheerers, they're now noticing it now, and they don't know I was the strong hand buying. They don't know that at all. So I'm still getting accusations from like 7 months ago. People who only haven't updated their worldview in 7 months ago. They still think like I'm not in with you. So like, Habib, we're in, friends. We're in. As soon as, this is what happened, okay? Look at this. Teddy Bear, friends. I made the videos. Teddy Bear popped up, and I'm like, okay, look, it's pulling in. It's pulling into the 21 EMA. And you can even look at Teddy Bear versus Pulse ratio just to show you even a clearer picture of that. Look at that. So Teddy Bear, it pops up, and there you go. It pulls in, friends. Isn't this beautiful to see? Sure, it's not as high as the pDAI, but I like this. I like this. I like it just keep going up. So there's plenty of opportunity on PulseChain, friends. I don't have time to go for everything. I'll just throw things out here and there. That's why my goal is, friends. I know. Okay. I see a cheap price, I get him. That's it. Okay, I don't argue with anyone. I'm not doing any of this, friends. Trust me. I did parts of my portfolio in the last bull market where I'm like, you know what? You're not a cheap price, but there's a community and the market cap kind of looks like this or that. You know what I mean? Actually, I tried every experiment, okay? The ones with the community ended up doing well. If you're buying and if you're not buying a cheap price, okay? The ones where I was buying it just because I was watching, I'm not joking, that Martini Gimp or anyone else just kept talking about the coins over and over and over again, I did not know they were going to be moving on to another set of 10 coins literally in 2 weeks and go, oh, don't worry about that coin. That coin's trash now. Okay, those are the ones that never worked. Okay, so that's why I'm out here finding community, network effect, Metcalfe's law, principles of your friend Tommy. You know what else is a principle? Our friendship. Make sure you like, subscribe. Catch you soon.